French artist Françoise Gilot has made a name for herself with her paintings, but it's two other names that have given her an even greater notoriety. She was a longtime companion of Pablo Picasso, and later she was the wife of renowned scientist Dr. Jonas Salk. As a couple, they traveled the world, and now 3 of her sketchbooks from those trips have been published in a book by Taschen. I had the chance to speak with Françoise Gilot at her New York studio.
This book is something that you find in Venice.
Françoise Gilot still has her sketchbook from her trip to Venice in 1974.
I always have little books like that with me when I travel.
She'd make observations.
Gondolas look like scorpions.
And record her impressions of a city.
I love how you convey water here. It's just great.
She'd been to Venice with her parents as a child. That's Françoise and her mother there in 1937.
You might say that I had Venice in my veins.
She was 53 when she made the trip again with her husband, the late Dr. Jonas Salk, pioneer of the polio vaccine. You are 97 now?
Yes. 3 more years and I get to be 100.
So are you excited at the prospect of reaching 100?
It's a bit unreal.
Yeah.
Even though it's in 3 years. I cannot get used to the idea.
But she's still painting. And 3 of her travel sketchbooks have just been published together by Taschen. At Sotheby's in New York last month, her fans clamored to get signed copies.
When did you know you wanted to be an artist?
Well, you know, that is something that is not necessarily willful. From the age of 5, I started drawing a lot. Like, for example, I remember when I was at school, I was always drawing. Yeah. And that used to exasperate my teachers. They said, "Are you listening?" I said, "Yes, I'm listening." The fact that I'm drawing doesn't prevent me from listening.
She was 22 when she painted this self-portrait in 1944. She had just met Pablo Picasso in Paris. The artist was 40 years older, but they'd spend a decade together until she became the only woman ever to leave him, as she told me in an interview for CBS Sunday Morning a few years ago.
When I said, "I am here because I love you, but the day when I don't love you, I go." Ha, ha, ha. Nobody leaves a man like me. I said, "Wait and see."
What did he say the day you left?
The day I left, he said, "Merde."
Gilot eventually found her way to New York and, as an artist, earned her own acclaim. With Salk, she traveled the world, to India in 1979.
Jonas and myself had gone to India for Christmas.
She was fascinated by the saris.
As a kind of spiral.
The saris are a unique mystery, she wrote. She went to Senegal in 1981.
And that's the bay. And people sell their wares on the beach.
In the sketchbooks, you're not really trying to copy what you see.
No, because then in that case I will be better off with a camera.
I notice what I feel, Gilot says, not what is there.
Most of the time I was drawing them when I was in a plane.
Were you drawing these from memory then?
I always work from memory.
Ah.
I'm not somebody who's good at working from nature.
You're not responsible to reality.
No, because reality is always contradicting me. We all have that type of experience.
Yeah.
That reality is just there to annoy you and to limit this. No, it's not exactly like that, you know.
Gilot still works every day, and at 97, thinks about hitting that century mark.
It's an imposing number.
Yes, 100. And then after that, you say, well, if I got there, you know, why not a little bit more?
She is just an amazing woman.
Absolutely love her.
I want to know what the difference between 10 years with Picasso and Salk and the rest of her life with Salk was like. Oh, my gosh.